You have entered the cozy awakening, where your soul finds warmth and your spirit finds clarity. So grab your cup of coffee, a cozy blanket, and settle in for the cozy awakening.
Well, cheers.
I got my iced coffee. It's like ginormous.
Hey, the more coffee, the better. I get it. I am with you. I'm exhausted today. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Dude, you look
Yeah,
gorgeous, girl.
I was exhausted yesterday for some reason. And everyone I talked to was like, I'm so tired. I'm all, there's gotta be something in the air on Sunday because
Right? Something in the
I'm never
moon.
tired.
No, I'm always tired.
No, I'm never tired. It's weird.
So if you want to just like jump in, like when did you start to see your spiritual journey just kind of be like what's happening?
Mm, so I think people in their lives have catalysts. So there's always like something really difficult that happens in someone's life where it kind of like throws them into a whole different, like it feels like a different world or a timeline, or it's like you can't really, like, you don't understand what's happening to you. It just, something doesn't feel normal. I've always been spiritual since I was like a kid, and I knew that, and I always had like this special spiritual connection since I was little. I mean, that's why I honestly don't eat meat. From the time I was probably like 4 or 5, I knew that animals were our friends and we don't eat them. And my
And I
mom,
love that. That's
and my mom would be like,
beautiful.
"No, you gotta eat meat," and I'm like, "No," and I'd cry
Has
and
she
scream about
accepted
it.
it yet?
No,
Has
she
she?
didn't. She didn't for years. And then once obviously I was like old enough to like really be like, "Nah, I don't like that. I'm not eating it." Um,
Good.
she was like, "Fine, fine, you make your own food then." And I'm like, "Fine,
Mm.
I'm just gonna eat, I don't know, grilled cheese sandwiches."
There you go, up there cooking all mad. At least it doesn't have, any animals in it. You're just like, I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've always known I've had like this really strong connection spiritually, but it wasn't until, so I've had many moments actually. Um, but the biggest one was when I went to Afghanistan. That was really a difficult time in my life. So there was a moment where I started, not one specific moment, but the entire time that I was there, I was experiencing, not just being in like a combat zone, but as a female in the military, everything starts to become a threat. Your coworkers become threats. Other branches of service become your threats. Foreign, like, troops also become your threat. So everything, nothing felt safe. Nothing. I didn't feel safe inside my body. And I started to develop PTSD, but at the time I didn't know that's what was kind of happening. So as I was developing these severe anxiety symptoms, and that led on this like depression, and it got to a point where I just, there was nothing behind, there was no light left in my eyes, in anything. I was numb, I was dead inside completely. And I remember specifically the moment that that happened, I threw my hands up, I said, I'm done, I'm leaving. And by leaving in my mind, I was going to, you know, I was going to go basically kill myself. I had to leave the situation. That was the only idea, or I would say that's the only solution in my mind that I had. Oop, it's 11:11 here. But,
Well, I want to say that I am very thankful that you are still here. Like, I know you have changed so many lives just by being here. And the people that, like, with the lives that you've changed, including my own, like, we would not be who we are without you being here. So I love and I'm very thankful that you are still here because I freaking love you, man. Like, I love
oh,
you. I
thank
love
you.
your soul. And I know you've been through so much, like so much that, I don't know fully because only you are able to understand what you felt and everything. But I just know that my heart is so thankful you're still here. Like, so thankful. And I love you for that. And thank you for still being here. Because the world
Yeah,
needs you, girl.
there's yeah, I mean, that was back in 2010. And honestly, like I've never had, like voices in your head, like it's not your voice.
Yeah. Sadly, yes.
Yeah, well, this in the moment of like Afghanistan, I've never heard a voice so loud inside my body, inside my head, just telling me to go basically to, it's called combat stress, but that was basically what was referred to like mental health at the time. So this loud yelling was like, go to combat stress. And I was like having this like internal dialogue. No, I'm not going. Like,
Fighting
no,
with your
Amanda,
own
you need
self.
to go. And I'm like, no, yeah, like having this like argument inside my own mind. And I'm like, okay, fine. So, I mean, honestly, I went, and the doctor there, he saved my life, which is why I'm here today. But that was like kind of one of the first catalysts that happened in my life. And then obviously, I got medically retired from the military. And usually, what happens is when service members get off active duty, whether it's their choice or not, and this wasn't on my terms, so I didn't get to make the decision for myself. And then transitioning back into civilian life, plus having this life altering condition, severe anxiety. I still have severe anxiety today. I've been battling this for 15 years. So going through all the evolutions of that journey, I mean, I've been through so many lows. And I mean, fast forward 8 years. And I think it was at the end of 2017, I lit in my mind. I said, you know what? I don't have a purpose here. I don't belong here. And sometimes people who are very spiritual feel like they don't belong in this world because it just doesn't feel normal. It's too dense for our soul to kind of integrate with this human body. And that's kind of what I was feeling at the time, is I just didn't want to be here anymore. There was no place I could connect with or a feeling of belonging. And so I stopped caring about everything for about 6 months. I was in my best friend's wedding, and I had I just stopped caring about everything except for that. I had to be at her wedding because I was in it. And I think that was one of the other things that kind of like kept me here in my own mind. I got to be here for that.
Yeah.
And then after her wedding, I actually had this whole plan. And I remember it was weeks. I went weeks without sleeping. I couldn't find any calm within the storm that was happening. And what was so interesting is that when I was in college, I downloaded Audible, because Audible, I do better with kind of listening on books, unless it's like, if it's a complex book, I have to listen and read at the same time because I'm very visual. That's how I learn. Well, I got an email at like probably 3 a.m. that was like, Audible you have 6 credits. And I'm like, I don't give a crap. I'm not going to be here next week to even read anything. What does it matter? And then I was like, oh, maybe. So I go into Audible, and this one book kept popping up into like this, something you may like, something you may like. I swear I swiped 4 times away from this book, and it kept popping back. And I was like, yeah, I am. And I was
Me too.
I was like, okay. I'm like, this is the 4th time. Fine, universe, God, whatever, who's talking to me. I'll preview this book. I'll see what it's about. Probably not going to care about it at all because I didn't care about anything at the time. So I was just very like, me. And so I previewed the book. I listened to like 5 minutes of it, and I was like, still not sold on it, but fine, I'll download it. So I'm like talking to the ethers of, I didn't even know at the time what I was talking to. Uh, so it was just, I don't know. But this book that I downloaded, started listening to it. It's a book by Gabby Bernstein. It's called The Universe Has Your Back, Transforming Fear into Faith. And man, I went from like wanting to die, having a whole plan about it, and then reading this book after 4 days of going, I just kidding. I don't want to do that. I want to stay. I have a purpose. I need to be here. And I started, and that was kind of the moment I started my actual mindfulness practice. I was meditating. I started to learn how to meditate. I started to find other resources, other things out there, other teachings, and other books. So through meditation practice and whatnot, I actually manifested within a month, I think, of moving from Seattle down to California, because that's where I wanted to be. So somehow I manifested that for myself. And then I moved back down to California, and I just kind of kept going with my my spiritual journey. And yeah, but you know, I think once you start on a spiritual journey, I think that spiritual and healing journeys, they are like coinciding, like they're parallel together, and it's moving together, because you can't be on a spiritual journey and not be on a healing journey at the same time. So so that just kind of, you know, there was a lot of things that I had to accept. There was a lot of processing for me, letting go, knowing what was mine to hold, what wasn't mine to hold, and just kind of like protecting my own energy, but also learning. I guess I started reading more books. And I also was connecting with other people who were more spiritual, like-minded. And once that happened, you know, like we all tend to teach each other things. That's what people are here for.
Exactly. That's why I did this. Like, I felt so lost until you came and told me that day on the beach that I was even something that I had no idea about. And so it's like, after that, I was like, people need to understand. It's so hard. It's so confusing.
Well, you know, it's funny because when I was little, I hated reading. I detested reading. And it was because I wasn't good at it. Because
Your
I
poor
wasn't
mom.
good at it. Yeah,
She's like,
no.
you're like, I hate reading. I don't eat meat. This is how it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
well, but it was my poor mom, yeah. But my
I
mom
love
was
her though.
very, my mom was very, at that time, you know, she was working a lot. Even like as an adult, I would ask her, like, Mom, how come you never sat down with me more as a kid and like actually read with me? And she's like, I thought I did. And I'm like, I don't think you did. So, you know, I got to like give that to like my first grade teacher, my second grade teacher, my third grade teacher for the reading, because they would make me sit down and actually read and spell, and I hated doing those things. Just I hated it. And I honestly detested all throughout elementary, all throughout middle school, high school. I didn't read nothing. I don't even know
Wow.
how I did those book reports in past class. I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, well, joining the Marine Corps, here we go. Gonna be on this journey. Not gonna have to read, not gonna have to read, not gonna have to do academia, whatever. Then I get out of the Marine Corps, and then I'm like, maybe I should go to school. So I went to college, and I'm like, then I learned I had to read, and I will be fully transparent. Got my college degree and still barely read anything. So like, I actually didn't like start like fully engulfing and embracing reading until probably the beginning of 2021. And it ultimately started because I was afraid of death.
Okay. So you went,
Hmm.
wow, complete opposite.
Yeah. I was I remember this happening so many times where like I would wake up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning with this like extreme feeling of doom in my chest and my stomach, of like panic that I was gonna die one day. And I didn't want to die.
That's
And I
not
didn't
funny.
understand, like I'm
Why?
like, I don't understand. I'm like, why am I so terrified of this? But it's obviously like most people are terrified of, because it's the unknown. There's all this uncertainty. And so I have a good friend who he's an amazing soul, an amazing spiritual teacher, and he's done so many like hypnosis with me, guided meditations with me. And he's so funny too, because he recommended all these spiritual books for me to dive into. And then I would tell him, like, this book was great, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. And I wanted to talk about it. And he'd be like, oh, you know what? I actually didn't read it. And I'm like, what? You're recommending these books and you didn't read them? And he'd laugh and he'd be like, but did it help you? And so one of the first books he recommended to me was Many Lives, Many Masters.
Okay.
And I actually sat down, I read that book in like 2 days, and at the end of it, I was like, I texted him, I'm all, Sheldon, this actually made me even more terrified of death. And he goes, okay. He goes, okay, try reading Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton.
That book changed my life.
Mine too.
Yep.
Mine too.
Changed my life. Okay, so after you got that,
I read that one, and there were so many moments in that book that I was like, I felt like everything that I've known my entire life, my entire being, I felt it to be true. Everything that I was reading, I'm like, oh my gosh, these were things that I was thinking as a child, like, this exists, this is right, this is
you're
that.
over there
Why
making
am I
your
thinking
grilled
that?
cheese, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
listen, I just don't feel like this is right.
So once I started at the beginning of 2021 reading, I was like, ooh, I love to read. I think I was reading probably 3 books like a month. And I would read like 2 books at a time. So I got into, I don't know if I've ever talked to you about like Paul Selig and his work.
I have heard you mention him, yes.
Yeah. So the first book, so he's a channeler. So he gets channeled by what's called the guides. And it's multiple different, like, I don't know, like, even still to this day, of years of his teachings and understanding what they mean, because it's extremely complex. And our minds, right, like, our minds and our soul will only allow us to know certain things. Like, if we're not ready, if we're not ready to learn it, we can't learn it.
Nope, we don't get to level up.
No, we'll read it and it'll glaze right over and we'll go,
Yep.
why don't I understand this? I've read it 10 times.
And then in a month
It's not
later,
sitting.
you read it again and it just fully embrace it, understand.
And you're like, oh my God, it's a whole, like, what?
Level up.
So so I got into Paul Selig's readings and the guides. Phenomenal, but it is complex reading, so I would always have to listen and read at the same time, and then reread, take notes. It's so fascinating, because when people get like channeled, like he's getting fully channeled, and there's absolutely no way a human could like write or like teach the things that the guides are teaching. And he always says too, he's like, these are not my teachings. He's like, I'm not a spiritual teacher, I'm a channeler. He's like, they tell me what to say, I get it transcribed, and it comes out in the form of a book. So
Okay.
yep.
Man.
But through those teachings, I was able to connect a lot of dots that I had questions on, because I was raised Christian, like many people.
Same. I'm one of those.
And yeah, and I had my own, spiritual trauma that I had to work through.
Did you feel guilty being spiritual? Being like, because as we were raised as like Christians,
Hmm.
when I was raised, I was taught that it was bad, it was witchy, it was not, I guess you could say it was like a sorcery kind of a thing. And so that's what
Hmm.
I was taught and raised as growing up, even though I kept saying, I was like, I don't connect with this. This does not feel right to me.
No, I didn't. The reason I didn't feel guilty is because the one thing that like Christianity did teach me that I've always taken with me, that my family has taught me, my mom, my grandmother, is from the time I was little. We don't judge. We accept everyone. We love everyone. And it's, and you be kind.
I love
That
that.
that's just, yep. My grandmother would always, that was like the core of who she was as a person. And my grandfather, he was very, very, very much a devout Christian man. He would read his Bible twice a day, in the morning and at night, pray. It didn't matter to him, it didn't matter to him what your religion was. He would shake your hand, he would give you a hug, and he would always make you feel like you belonged and that you were loved. It didn't matter. So that's kind of what I was raised to be and to see other people as, and have this loving acceptance for all. And I got that example. I saw it, growing up all the time, even as an adult. I mean, I was in my 30s when my grandfather passed away. I actually was with him when he passed away. My mom, me, and my cousin Michael, all three of us were there when my grandfather took his last breath. So that was a very hard yet strong spiritual kind of connection that happened. But, you know, my mom kind of, at first, she was like, well, no, you gotta, my mom would always be like worried about my soul. Like
Oh,
if I
I
didn't
love her.
believe, like if I didn't believe in, Jesus like dying for our sins and all these things. And I'm like, Mom, I don't believe that I have to read the Bible to be connected to source or God or the universe. And I would tell her, like, for me, God is in everything. And I think that, over the years, my mom has been so much more accepting and kind of been more discerning in the Christianity, like, church.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that, like, she has now been able to see, like, where the kind of disconnect is with church and what the word of God is. And her belief, she's very valid in it. And I would tell her, I'm not trying to change anything about you. Not your beliefs, not anything. And she would get really upset and be like, but I worry about your brother and I worry about you and your soul. And I'm like, Mom, my soul is fine. My brother's soul is fine. And I know this to be
Love you
true.
guys.
And my mom's so cute, and she would, I had
She's
to,
so adorable. So
yeah, I
damn
love
adorable.
her so much. I
I
love her so
know,
much.
I love her.
And she's so compassionate too. Like her heart is just so big. Um, and she's just accepting. And I mean, obviously that comes from my grandmother, but like, yeah, I would tell her like, Mom, like in my mind, in my world, in my connection with God, God is all love. If you believe God is all love, hate doesn't exist, fear doesn't exist, judgment doesn't exist. None of that exists, like, and if those things don't exist in that place, to me, hell doesn't exist. I don't believe that to be true. Because and I kind of posed this question to her, I'm like, think about how much you love me and my brother. what lengths would you go to protect us and keep us safe? I'm like, would you cast us away into a horrible, horrible place? And she just kind of was like, no. And I'm
Oh,
like,
she's so
okay,
smart.
well, you know, the universe and God, we're all interconnected. We're all one. And if you think about magnify that love just times infinity,
Yep.
that love is not going to condemn anyone.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't feel guilty. At first, I think my mom tried to make me feel guilty. No, you got to read your Bible. And I'm like, there's one thing, I love Jesus. And there's so many other religions that talk about Jesus at being the center of all the things. And I'm like, I don't subscribe to any religion, obviously to include Christianity, but I do love Jesus. I have my own beliefs about Jesus and
And I
Christ.
love that. That's what I feel. I
Yeah.
feel like it's like everybody just kind of goes with how they feel, what feels right. Growing up, I kept saying the same thing. I was like, it just doesn't feel right. And I was like, well, maybe it's Christianity. But so I was like, okay, maybe that's what it is. And then I went into like multiple other religions and I was like, it don't feel right. Like this does not feel like me. Like I don't get it. Like I would say young as a child being like telling
Hmm.
everyone, I was like, this don't make sense to me. It does not feel right. I
Yeah.
don't connect with it. I don't connect with it at all.
Well, to this point too, I remember being 8 years old in church, you know, someone telling me that if I didn't accept Christ into my heart, I was going to go to the bad place. And I'm like, what's the
Yeah.
bad place? And then they're telling me it's all, they're describing it to be this and that, children they can't comprehend.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I was terrified. I was terrified at night that aliens were going to kidnap me and I was going to go
Oh.
hell. I'm not even lying. I was terrified.
I cannot
So
even.
that's where the trauma started. I was so scared. I was like, oh, Jesus, don't let them take me to the bad place.
That'll get you to pray.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in bed like this. No.
Let me not go tonight. Let the aliens stay
No.
elsewhere tonight.
Yeah, I thought aliens were gonna come through the window of my bedroom and swoop me away, and I'm like, no. But now as an adult, I do believe that there are aliens that do exist.
Oh yeah, me too. I
Whoa.
truly hope one day I want to chill with an alien. Like I really do want to hang out with an alien. I'm not gonna lie, that is on my list. If it ever happens, I
You know
would
what?
embrace every part of it.
You know what I've learned in my spiritual journey is that there, we have multiple, we have spirit guides we have our own team of light. Some people call it their team of light or their spirit guides or what have you. And some souls that incarnate as humans may have a bunch. Apparently I have a lot. I didn't know that until 4 years ago that I have a lot. And it's been confirmed by different spiritual healers and teachers. They would go, whoa, your
Well,
light
maybe
is
that's
so
why there's
bright.
so much. Maybe that's why there's so much self-arguing happening.
Possibly. Yeah, I've so many spiritual healers and that just can read energy and whatnot. I've had my soul contract read too.
Ooh, I remember you telling me about that. That was
Yeah, and they've told me, they're like, if you could see what I see, you would never walk through this life being afraid of anything ever again. And I'm all, what does that mean? And they were like, well, you're very, very protected, very protected. And I'm like, that is, I feel that to be true. I think that when we get when we get more intuitive and connect more with like our higher self, and when you become more open, um you can be susceptible to a lot of like weird energies, not the good kind of energies, but
Those bad
yeah.
energies, those things, man.
And I know,
Oh, I cannot.
I think the first time someone told me that I was clairsentient, I was like, huh?
Yes, please
Wh-
explain.
I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And they're like, you apparently at my antenna is just open spiritually.
Okay.
So I learned that I have all of the spiritual gifts: clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant. I don't know what the others are. Uh, but
There's so many.
the only one that's like super strong for me and always has been is clairsentient or
Okay.
clairsentience. That means I can feel all energy. I'm super sensitive to energy in all forms. Like in my living space, I automatically know if there's something in here that doesn't feel right. I will sit here and I can feel it and I look in the same direction and I'm like, It happened a lot in my last apartment in California.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you feel like it has changed a lot while being where you are now?
Yeah, the energy here is different, which is odd because the apartment building I live in was built in the late 1800s. So you'd think there's
More
a lot of
energy.
history. Yeah, you'd think there's a lot more interesting history here, but it feels no, my space is pretty great, but in California, for some reason, yeah, I would get a lot of weird energies for sure.
Do you
Um,
feel like maybe that was like a part of where like all the like negative energies that you're feeling within your apartment, you kind of started to absorb them and that's why you went through a lot of difficult times?
I think yeah, as an empath, we if you don't know how to like um protect your energy, you kind of absorb, people. Like, you mean
Yes.
upstairs neighbor, left to the neighbor to the right, neighbor to the left, right? All so much going on. You can feel their energy, and whatever they're attracting could also impact your space too. My light is like a beacon. So it's constantly doing this. And because it's so bright, other energetic, like beings, they kind of go, ooh, what is that? And they get curious. So I
Okay.
get a lot of curious energy.
Okay.
I've literally been meditating where I've had like visions of like people trying to fuck with me while I'm meditating. And I'm like, Get away from me. Like there are different types of souls that have incarnated into this human form that don't have spirit guides. They come from, yeah, they're actually like aliens, I guess. Hmm.
Okay.
And I was like, I need to know more about this. I need to know more. And I
Yeah, because you
heard,
need to tell me.
yeah, so like if you've ever gotten into like Dolores Cannon, any of her work, she talks a lot about it. There's another, there's a there's a couple like past life regressionists and like life, unless you're certified to do the life between lives, you can't call it that, but I still call it that, life between lives, which is kind of like what happens in the spirit world and like all the happenings of how do you choose your life, how you're going to incarnate, when, all the things. But yeah, I kind of was like, that's interesting. You're joking, but I've heard like energy, like healers and psychics and whatnot that connect with energies and try to read, and they're like, whoa, you don't have any guides like at all. They happen to be like yeah, I guess aliens.
Man,
It's
I would totally hang
super
out.
fascinating. Huh?
Yeah, I would. I would just want to chill. Like, I wouldn't even want to ask about like their planet too much. Like, I would just want to be like, hey, you want some coffee? Like, what do you do? Like, like just understand them and just hang out.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, like, you made it through the full book of Journey of Souls, right?
Okay.
Oh, you probably didn't get to the part that see?
I have been, okay, hear me out. I am on this book that I've been reading that I actually love this book. Okay? I've been reading it for probably 4 years. I still love the book. Love it. But I don't have like the time and like the energy to sit down and read. And I'm like a slow reader. And because I like will read it and then I don't like fully absorb it. So then I have to go back and read it. So I've been actually doing the Journey of Souls on Audible, and that's gotten me as far as I am. But I'm mostly done. I've actually, that book, I have referred to so many people because I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys don't understand. Like, this is it. Like, this is where it's at. And they're on the same page. And I always say, you were the one that referred me to this book and completely just opened my eyes. And it's like that movie Souls from like the
Oh
Disney movie
yeah.
Souls.
Oh my gosh,
It's
I
like,
love that movie.
I
It
just
makes
watched that
me
not too long ago.
sob
I know.
every
I'm like,
time. It
this
makes
is
me cry.
real, everyone. This is real. Like, this is
I
how it
know.
is.
And like the moment I watched that movie, I was like, someone read Journey of Souls and made this based on this book.
For
Someone who,
real.
the creator of this movie, definitely saw
Yes.
Journey of Souls or read Journey of Souls and was like totally captivated by it.
What was the hardest part for you in like a thing, just this entire journey for you? Like, what would have been the hardest point to where you're like, the acceptance? Is it the understandings? Is it the, like, what do you feel like would be the hardest part of just being spiritual and learning that this is who you are?
Um, I think it's doing the work.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, that I've met, I mean, I don't know how long like you've been on your spiritual journey and sharing with people, but you've probably noticed that the more I don't want to say like the more spiritual you become, because that's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Because we are all spiritual. We're just some of us are just more awake and are more aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for me, as time kind of has progressed in my evolution as a human being and learning more and understanding life and people and the complexity of what it means to be human and having all these emotions, dealing with physical health as well. But the more you kind of progress, your energetic vibration goes up and it
Yes.
keeps going up. And the more you keep elevating and kind of going up, you lose people. It's like this double-edged sword type thing where like I'm loving myself. I have this self-love that I've never had before, which allows me to create boundaries. I'm not tolerating anything. And it also is like I'm going inward. I'm giving myself the things that I need because nobody else can give you the things that you need except for you. And you are the only person that knows what you need. So we kind of have to, feed ourselves consistently and like fulfill our soul. And what does that look like for us? Because it's different for each person. But like I said, for like I lose people. I'm here, and it gets pretty lonely, kind of, because not many people have the same. You can't connect,
Yes.
and I don't have time to waste on or put energy into certain types of people because my energy's mine. It's important, and I'm very picky about who I allow to be in it. So
And I'm
for
proud of
me,
you
I
for
think
that. I
yeah,
am.
it's part of the evolution and understanding. Um, because I have another good friend. We haven't talked in a while, but she's been on a spiritual journey for probably about 5-ish years. And funniest part or most interesting part is her and I both got medically retired on the same day from the
Ooh,
Marine
okay.
Corps. Um, and awesome human being. But this girl does not like, I'm like, where is your beacons of like spirit guides telling you to stop, pump the brakes, don't allow that. Like she like goes full force into like all these things without discernment and then
Because
finds
she's just not
herself in like a
embracing
terrible situation. And I'm like, girl, what you doing?
it.
like
You're like, this is not,
she's
this is
just like,
real.
yeah, she's like spiritual YOLO over here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that and that and that. I'm like, no, not everything spiritual is actually legit or good for you. Like,
She's
that
like
is
all
why
in.
yeah, and I'm like, that is why we have discernment, girl. I'm
We do
like,
it too much.
yeah. So it's like, you did too much too fast. And she's all, ah. And I'm like, well, so, but yeah, like coming back to like doing the work. Most people don't want to do the work. They want to go on a healing journey. They want to go on a spiritual journey. They're curious about it. They ask questions, but kind of have this resistance. And in therapy, they tell you like what you resist will persist. It is true.
Oh gosh, yeah, it is.
And
It will like pull you. It
mhm.
is, there is no stopping it. It, no matter how stubborn, just like you and I are, we can be as stubborn as hell and it will still, like, it will still take you. You could be holding on to the damn walls. This is how I felt. Like, I had my life content, everything was good, and I'm like holding on to the walls. And it is just like pulling me and pulling me and pulling me. And I'm like you said, like you just kind of have to get to that point where you're like, I'm in, let's go. Because either
Yeah.
way, you're taking me, so here we go. And I love how
Yeah.
your friend is like, I'm all in, everything, all hands
All
on
the
deck,
things. Yep.
bring it on.
She's like, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm like, and I'm all just slowly blinking, like, bye. I'm
Aw,
like,
that's
I'm
cute.
like, I'm like, I love you, girl, but I'm also like, you got
I'm a
you.
little
I
scared for you.
mean, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit, because
Oh, I love it. I
like
love
she
it.
was doing like ayahuasca retreats in like the middle of the nowhere deserts of California, and I'm all in a tent, and I'm like, I would only want to do ayahuasca in like Costa Rica or Peru, where
Yep.
there's a shaman, but I don't
Yep.
even know if I want to do ayahuasca ever, because
I'm too scared. I am too scared. My sister, that's
yeah.
like her life goal. My sister, we were just talking about you the other day. She was like,
Oh,
she's
funny.
just such a beautiful soul. I was like, I know she
Aw,
is.
thank you.
But so she wants to do it. That's like on her bucket list of like for years she's been wanting to go to like Peru. Like she wants to go and get it done. But I no. Nope, I can't. I can't fight all the demons that would be like all the traumas that have happened within my life, I think. I'm like I have like I feel like with me I have blocked a lot of the traumas out, just even from my
Yeah.
childhood, from things like that. So I'm like, I kind of feel like I'm positive now. I don't want to go back. And then plus, there's like a lot of vomit, and
Yeah.
I can't do vomiting people. Like, I would not be able to relax. Any kind of drug, I don't think I would be able to fully relax knowing that people could be vomiting all around me. I can't.
Yeah, it's
That
called
is
the
like
purge.
yeah, I can't be around the purges. I can't. I would like I'll be outside the tent. Just leave me outside, make me a bed out there. I can like check on me every once in a
Yeah.
while, but I
They
can't do
so
vomits.
Yeah, the nice retreats like in Peru and in Costa Rica, they're in like beautiful places. Like they'll actually do some of the ayahuasca like ceremonies like on the beach,
Ooh,
like
okay.
right next to the ocean to do that. Um and I'm like, I'm in, I want to do it. And then the only I honestly, it was my deal too. Like I like wanted to do it so bad, but since April of 2023, getting diagnosed with my brain stuff and then having brain surgery, I just don't, my brain doesn't function like a normal person, and it's not my fault.
No, it's
So it's never going to change. Um, no cure. So it's just kind of it is what it is at this point. And I kind of am like, well, is it going to impact anything? Because it's not like my critical thinking, my logical thinking, and all and comprehension. It's not the same because of part of well, 'cause my brain's compressed, so the parts of your brain that kind of do all the coordination and the understanding and the critical thinking, it does these loops and stuff with neural pathways, and mine are a little bit blocked, and it's never gonna be different. So I don't know if even like the ayahuasca would do anything.
I think it would. I think it's better to know, like, if your heart feels like maybe that's something that would help you, or like, things like that. I think maybe, I mean, the worst that could happen is it doesn't work, right?
Yeah,
Or
but
do you
I
feel like
don't.
it could bring negative in? Or do you just feel like it would be a waste of money and like you wouldn't end up with the
It's
healing that you're looking for?
yeah. I think it would be. I think like there would be a lot of things that obviously like I would have to face, like things that I probably don't even remember. It's really interesting. Like even now, I'll have like these memories that just come out of nowhere from my childhood. And to me, they don't feel like they're traumatic, but like technically they are, if that makes any sense. So but it's like little things. Uh, like my parents getting divorced when I was like 4. Like me being like, I was always such a daddy's girl. I wanted to be by my dad all the time. I wanted my daddy. I would call him. I remember being like 6 years old, always calling him, Daddy, 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 Daddy. When you coming to see me? And then my dad he was constantly like working. He was a truck driver, so he wasn't home a lot. He also didn't live near me, so I didn't see him as often as I liked. But just because he was not able to be there often, that left an imprint on me,
Yeah, of
growing
course.
up. But I have no resentment toward my dad. I have no resentments. I'm not angry about anything. Nothing. So, but yeah, some of those memories kind of come back in, and I'm like, oh, that's not traumatic, but it leaves a lasting imprint on a child growing. But yeah, I love my dad. Called him yesterday, and
Happy Father's
he
Day.
yeah, he gets so excited when I call him.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Now
he's
it's
like,
like you would
oh,
be all excited when you were younger. Now he gets excited. That's
yeah.
cool as hell.
And it's awesome because I'm like so proud of my dad because he I think I told you about last year he ended up in the hospital and he got really sick, and he was sick for months, and then he had to have surgery, and surgery went sideways. He was in the ICU for 2 weeks, and I mean it was, I think, thank goodness I was home so I could go visit him and be with him. But yeah, the damage that, I mean, he got sick because he was drinking. He was an alcoholic for 20 plus years. And, but now he hasn't had a drop of alcohol since September. I get to see a side of my dad that's
Oh,
sober.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. See, I'm going on, I think, almost 5 years sober, and I love it. So you tell him I am proud of him. Good
Yeah.
job. I love this side of sober life. I love it. I love
I
it.
know.
I
I
love
just
it.
it's so like I get to hear like obviously like before, my dad, he would express his feelings to me, but it was always via like alcohol in his
Yeah.
body. So but now it's like it's different because it's genuine. I see it in his eyes, I see it in his face, and he's just, you know,
You're
yeah,
getting to
he's
know a different side of who he is. Like,
yeah.
that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. I love
And
that.
and I love that like, a couple months ago he was saying, he loves chatting with me. He loves like that we get to connect, and he actually remembers it now. Before we would have conversations for hours and he wouldn't be able to remember anything that we talked about. So,
That's
um
beautiful, though. That's a beautiful
yeah.
thing. That is, oh, I'm so proud of him. Good job,
Yeah, me
Daddy.
too. I
Good
told him, I said, I'm
job.
proud of you, Dad. And he's like, oh,
Good. You
thank
keep
you.
telling him that. You tell him I'm proud for him too. You make sure to tell him that. I love
Yeah.
that. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. What is advice that you feel that somebody could use going through this journey right now? Like if it's in they're in the beginning, if they're in like middle, like what do you feel like something that you wish somebody came to tell you or express to you or just kind of give you advice on, basically?
Mm, that's a tough question. And the reason that's a tough question is because I'm a seeker. Like I constantly am seeking answers and the truth, and I gotta learn. I'm like, I don't know, I like all the knowledge. I want the knowledge.
Well, I can
So
definitely see that in your personality for
yeah,
sure.
like
That's
like I'm
why I'm like,
constantly.
you are so wise, and the fact that you did not like reading books when you were younger completely is just like, I just don't see that because to
Yeah.
me, like when you came to me out there on that beach at the event that I was hosting and you told me I was an empath and I was like, what is that? Like, well, what even is that? And when you opened up my entire eyes from that, like that is something like to me, and every time we have had a conversation since, I'm just like hooked. I'm like, you are so wise, you are so intelligent. And so I got a lot of my advice from you in the beginning, and you helped me
Yeah.
through that so much. So to me it would be like having somebody like you in their life to kind of help guide them and be like, okay, so wait a minute, hold up. What does this book really truly mean and what are you getting from this? So to me,
Right.
I feel like having somebody like you, so wise, being able to tell other people and kind of be like, hey, because you've helped me through
Yeah.
just you and your
It's
learning.
I mean, I guess I would say like keep searching, because not everything that you learn in spirituality is gonna stick, right? Or not all of it feels like it's for you. Like there are certain things like in like the spiritual community that I'm like, man, there are so many pieces of like, the overall bigger like picture, right? Like when and sometimes spirituality looks different. It looks different to everyone, um, too. Like like for me, like I had to understand, reincarnation. So Many Lives, Many Masters, that book helped with that. And then he wrote another book, it's like Only Love is Real. Loved that book. But it's also about like reincarnation and having past lives, which was fascinating, obviously. Then you have Journey of Souls, so that's like, what does the spiritual world look like, right? And then clairsentience, all the energies, clairvoyance. A lot of people that are clairvoyant that can see.
Hmm.
Like if I were to do a lot of work to like open up my third eye, I could probably see. I don't want to see. I don't want to see.
I wouldn't want to see either. I have heard some people that have been able to see, and I'm like, I don't want that. That's scary. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
no.
And I've had twice back in 2021, I had two moments where I had clairaudience happen. And it was a very startling thing.
Oh,
I was sleeping. I was legitimately asleep, and I heard three voices, three different voices in my head. They were not mine,
no,
and it's
no.
not my mind going. And I thought someone was in my room. It's
Yeah.
dark, and it woke me up from sleep. And I'm not a light sleeper, so that's another interesting. I'm not a light sleeper, but I heard ah, and then I heard these three laughs, and I sit up, and I could still hear them, and then they were like, and then I was all, really, guys? I was sleeping, and then I heard another giggle, and there was like, I'm like, no, sorry, you're not even gonna say sorry, just giggle at me, like,
Oh no, I can. If I am sleeping, I
oh
don't have time
man,
for gigglers. Nope.
no, and then another time, it was when my cousins Michael and Kayla were visiting me. They were in the other room, and I don't know if it was Michael or Kayla. I don't know if it was one of their souls that was talking to mine, but I heard it like clear as day, because I didn't want to get up, but I had to take them to the airport. But it was like, Amanda, you need to get up. You got to take us to the airport. We got to go. It was probably my cousin Michael because I know him. He's like,
Yeah.
like,
He's like, let's go. I cannot miss my flight.
yep.
That'll
He's like,
throw
he's
me off.
early. Yep, got to be early. You know,
And you're over
love
there
him.
dreaming about it.
Yeah, huh, I'm like half asleep, and then like I'm not even joking. Like I was like half asleep, and I heard this, Amanda, you gotta get up. You gotta take us to the airport. And I was all, who said that? And I sat up. I'm like, what the hell? That's the
And then
only
did you
reason.
go out?
Yeah.
And then what? Did they say
No,
anything?
they were like, they were like malingering around. Yeah, it was interesting, but
Oh, see, that is not, no. I don't think so.
it. And I was like, I could be fine with clear audience. Like I could. It's just only happened those two times. So I'm like, huh.
Yeah, you've got a
And
lot going
I,
on though, so maybe that's a good thing. Until when it's
well,
like you said, when you're ready, when you need it or when you're ready, it will come about. Like no matter what it
yeah,
is, if you've got to take somebody to the airport,
apparently I
that's
was like,
when
well,
that's when the level up happens and they're like,
yeah.
pulling in all the guides for you, being like, listen, you have a job to do. You
Yeah,
need to
they're like,
go.
wait, yeah. They're all, hey, hey.
We're
And I
helping
mean,
you out
like,
here.
yeah, and I mean, like, I know I know my team is, I'm like, the universe is always talking to me, and it always talks to me in numbers, especially
Oh, I
on
believe
license
that.
plates. It's always on license plates. I don't drive as much now, because small town, small city or whatever. Some town's a city. But I don't drive as much here as I did in California. But even still, like I take my dog out to go walking, and I'll see license plates. I'll see 555, and I'm all, thank you, universe. Or I'll see 666, 777, 999, 888, and I'm like, I'm getting them all.
You're
I'm like,
like
I
just
hear you.
continuous, right? That's all
Yeah.
you can
I'm
say.
like,
I
I'm like,
hear you. I'm not
I
quite
hear
sure what
you.
I'm supposed to do, but I'm here for it. I'm
I
listening.
know. I say that all the time, like I'm constantly like, okay, you're giving me the signs. I hear you. I know. But what?
What
What
is
do you
it? What
want
am
me
I?
to do? What am I
I would always be
supposed to
like,
be doing?
I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing something or if I'm
Yeah.
like if I don't want to do it wrong. That's my problem. I'm like, I don't want to do whatever you're telling me wrong. So just, if you could write it down for me, if
Or,
you could just send it
put
in a
it on a
text.
billboard, like, bam, blank,
Exactly.
blank,
I
blank.
email me something. I just don't
Email
want to
me,
do
yeah.
it wrong. So please
Yeah,
just let me know.
but like that's actually common when you're first starting out in your spiritual journey is you get this like, it's like a subconscious fear that you don't want to do something incorrectly. Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? And this is constantly a question that like is just lurking on repeat in your brain. But one thing that like I kind of learned is like you have to constantly surrender and surrender control, trust the universe. That's why I have these things, surrender, tattooed on my trust, like, you know, so they're visibly there every day that I can see it. And once you start surrendering, you got to surrender some more and continuously keep doing that. And um once you kind of get in that rhythm, you get this inner knowing of that, like, you're the place you're at in this moment is where you're meant to be. Because if you were not meant to be here, you wouldn't be here in this place. So that's like
Yep.
relinquishing like all control and understanding that I have no control. The only control I have is how I interact with the world, um, how I react, and how I show up in it.
Yep.
So
Seriously.
that's kind of really it. Um, and you know, you can only meet people as, or people can only really meet you for as much as they have changed or want to change. Um, I guess in my experience, people, I'm usually the catalyst for other people to look in a mirror at themselves and go, shoot, I've got to do something, because you know they don't like the way they're behaving, or they don't like their life, or something is missing, and they don't like the mirror. And I'm like, you got to do mirror work.
Yep.
Mirror
You
work's
have to.
important.
Dang.
Yeah.
So basically, just go down that rabbit hole. Keep learning the knowledge,
You
the
got, yeah, and you know, like
research.
what sticks, and I don't know if you follow like The Alchemist on Instagram.
I think I follow them, but I'm not really on Instagram too much. I'm still kind of learning it, but
Yeah, so The Alchemist, her name's Sarah Alcardi. She is this like, oh, she's filled with so much esoteric knowledge. It's like fascinating. It's super fascinating, but it's like on a whole different level of like what we've been taught, what we know, what we learn. It's like so much deeper. Um, but she's been on a couple podcasts. Um, she has a YouTube channel, so check her out. But yeah, you know, going down rabbit holes and reading books, and you can. There is a thing like you can find like other spiritual practitioners or teachers that are not right for you,
yes.
or they're not teaching. You know, that's why in the spiritual community, it's like you have to be super, super discerning. Because
Yes. And your poor friend is over there just like,
I know,
let's go, let's go. She's like, I'm opening all the doors, all the windows, and letting just jumping through it all.
yeah, I love her, but like like poor
I love
thing
her
got.
too.
I'm like, she just got in some. Yeah, I don't know. It's like you got to be responsible too. Like you know what you learn and what you teach yourself, and because it changes you.
Oh my God.
It changes you so quickly.
Like, and that's where, when you said, like, it's almost like you're becoming this other person. So you mentioned in there how you've lost like friends, like you've lost like people just kind of going through this spiritual awakening, and you're kind of like, it's okay, they're just not, and it's not like the same level, but it's just like the same understanding. And going through this process, you seriously lose people. Like,
Yeah.
there's like the connection, the bond that you had is almost like you're growing into this other person that you just have to either embrace who you're becoming, because they're going to drag you either way, because the old you and the old life and the old, like, certain things that you had, certain people in your life don't match that energy anymore. And choosing you, it's like you have to
Yeah.
choose you.
Yep. That's like the most, I think that's the most important thing, that I think human beings just in general don't do. They do not put themselves first. They do not, um, do the work to create this self-love.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they think they do, but they don't. They're like, no, I have self-love. I'm like, no, you don't, because you put yourself in some chaotic situations and you handle things in ways that someone who loves themselves wouldn't do. You betray
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And I've done that. I mean, typically people usually do that in relationships the most, because they want their partner to see them as, they want to feel loved and validated, and they think if they shift a certain way, that's not really authentic to themselves, that they will be seen and loved instead of kind of being met with where they're at. And it's not going to work. It's just never going
Yeah.
to work. So I think understanding that and like letting it go is important,
Yeah.
to see. And I mean, I can look back on, my last relationship when it ended. I think that's when I really, really, really learned so much about myself. Um, I was going inward for, oh man, a long time. I learned that I was codependent. I had to break that. I learned so much solitude. I didn't watch TV. I
Oh, wow.
wasn't on social media. I didn't do anything but read, meditate, go sit go sit on the beach, walk the beach, get into nature, do stuff like that. Go to the gym, try and eat healthy foods to nourish my body and stuff like that. I did that for quite some time, and I actually was able to get off my anxiety medication. I was off of it for about a year.
Good.
So yeah, but it is a lot of work, and I think that's the thing, is a lot of people don't want to put in said work or know what it looks like. But that's
Would
kind
you
of like,
change that you have it? So would you change if you had an option to be like, I'm going to stay where I'm at and be the spiritual human that I am, or be somebody that is not connected with spirit or anything like that? Would you change it?
no.
Me neither.
No, because when I look back, I love the person that I am. I love the person that I've become,
That makes my
very
heart
much.
damn happy.
Well, that is such a big deal for me, because for such a long, long time, I wanted to be someone else. I never
Yeah.
understood that my compassion and my empathy were actually my greatest strengths. I was taught that those were weaknesses, not strengths. But my compassion is what makes me who I am at my core, and everything else kind of just follows from that. But yeah, for most of my life, I didn't like that I was super sensitive. I didn't like that I was an empath. I didn't like that I was just so accepting, loving, and kind, because it's a cruel world for someone who is sensitive like this. It is. I was like, I wish I didn't have feelings.
Yeah.
And but when I look back on my life, I've had to thank my traumas. I've had to thank the toughest situations that I've been in. I've been walking through the fire for 15 years, I would say, and I still am. and I have to, honor those experiences, because without them, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Exactly.
And I
And
love the
you are a
person that I
beautiful
am
human.
today.
I love the person you are today.
Thank
You
you.
are so just positive. Like, I love all of your energy. I love, like, you are like one of like my closest friends. Like, your energy is just beautiful. Your soul, like, you're just like, seeing you that day on the beach was just like, ah, like, she's like such a cute person. Like, I just
Yeah.
loved it. I loved, and I'm so glad that like our souls connected. I do feel like you are meant to be on that beach that day, even though you refused to go to the events like this. For some reason, you decided to go to
I
this
did,
one.
because it was my favorite beach. It was 20 minutes from my apartment, and I was like, oh, this is so close. I go here all the time anyways.
See, and then this is like the event I throw, and then all of a sudden you walk right past, like you
Yeah,
aren't
and
going to the
you're like, woo,
event.
woo, woo.
I was like, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be in our event, but she just walked past because she was just, doing
You
the whole
know,
like, I'm gonna scope it out before
I'm a
joining in.
surveil. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna be a spectator over here in the corner.
Would you have left, or would you, if we did not go up to you, would you have left without even coming and talking to us, or would you have eventually moved your chair closer?
Yeah, I would kind of be like that. I would have been like that. You ever seen like a scared dog or a scared kitten and like take a few steps forward, then go back, take a few steps forward, then go back, and then they keep inching forward? That's probably what I would have done.
I
And
love
then I've been like, oh, hey, I like your bonfire.
I love that. I don't think you would have made it to the bonfire though. It was like, what, we met at like 11. You would have, I don't know. We didn't bonfire it until like later, but that was so much fun. I completely forgot about the bonfire.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, the bonfire was like at 8.
I know. I think you were like dancing. Everyone was
Right, I was
singing.
lip syncing. I was lip syncing to Celine Dion, because you have to. When it's My
See,
Heart
you
Will Go
went from
On.
like this shy little dog, like you're saying, to lip syncing, just like throwing, like living it up. And it was
That's
like,
because
I
I'm a
feel
Leo
like,
rising. Leo risings are like, we got main character energy.
I
Gotta
love
be the
it. I
center.
love all of it.
It's funny because like when I was a kid and like a young adult, like I remember being an extrovert, having like main character energy all the time, and everybody wanted to be around me because that was so much fucking fun. And then obviously like my trauma happened, and like I completely shifted and just became an introvert. People scared me. I was afraid to talk. Period. I just had a hard time communicating and talking to people and connecting. It's so hard to do when like, I don't like, PTSD is like a whole different, bag. It's like
Yeah.
you're trying to speak, but like you have the words in your mind, but it's like you like have to shout to like tell your mouth to freaking just talk. So there's a
Yep.
lot going on, and you're like, I'm scared. No, oh my gosh. And I like my full personality doesn't come out unless I'm like with people that I like feel safe with and trust. So, so you're very lucky that you got to see that side of me.
I loved it because you changed my life that day when you told me I was an empath. Like, you changed my
You,
life because I did not know anything. To
you
me,
know,
that whole realm was all like witches, like everything. But the day prior, I was walking on the beach and I was telling someone, I was like, I just don't feel connected with anything, any spiritual, like, or like at this time, I said religion. So I did not feel connected to any religion at all, just nothing. And then the next day, that's when your beautiful, like, littleness pops in with your beautiful hat, hiding in the corner, and come and
yeah,
basically open up my entire spiritual world of who I am and how I am not like everyone, and I knew it, but I didn't know what it was. Like, I did not know that, I still, it trips me out that not everybody feels what other people feel. That was
I
probably
know.
the biggest thing to me. I still cannot be like, it took me probably like a good year to be able to accept that not everyone can feel. Like Sue does not feel what Sam is feeling. They don't feel the energy from them. They don't feel that they're, you know, not the nicest person or whatever. Like, you guys feel nothing. Like, to me, it was so hard to just kind of understand that not everybody's like that. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
but why me? Like, why me? Why does it make sense to me that I can feel everybody's energy? But what's the hardest thing for me is being able to feel the lies. So when people lie to you,
Yep. I know right
and
away.
you're like, you're lying, and your soul is like broken because you're like, you can look at me and lie right to my face. And my soul knows you're lying. I feel your energy of your lies, and it sucks. Because it's
Yeah.
like the continuous lies will sit there and be like, make you doubt yourself, make you feel like, okay, am I just like letting them just gonna kind of get away with their lie? But you know in your heart that they are lying. You know that is like, that is happening. Like, that's the hardest part, I think, for me being an empath, is knowing when someone's lying to you and having to continue with, I guess, life.
I have like I have this like always do the right thing. Always do the right thing. And if you do something wrong, take ownership and accountability for that. And it doesn't, and honestly, like it doesn't matter. Like you just come clean and say, I'm sorry, I messed up, or like, I want to like fix this, or I didn't mean to be like, it's unintentional. But like the people that lie intentionally, I don't understand. I'll never get that.
I don't either. I don't. I'm
Don't.
just like, you're a grown up. Just, you are a grown up. You are a grown up. Tell the truth. You did something. Own up to it. Let's move on.
Right. And like I think one of the other pieces of the layering, and you probably feel the same way, is like when I'm being lied to, I think to myself, okay, so you don't respect me enough to be able to be honest with me.
Yep.
One.
Yep.
Two, you don't know me well enough to understand that you can tell me anything, be honest, and even if it's something where you made a mistake, that I will give you enough grace to understand to understand where you're coming from. I've had to, I mean, I guess over the years I've had to just kind of go to myself, well, they're lying, and I just move on. I don't engage. It doesn't, you know, it's just, it is what it is. And it doesn't matter if because it's not like my responsibility or your responsibility to hold someone else accountable for their own actions. We have our own sovereignty to do that, and we should. And if someone doesn't have that, not my problem. Yeah, just like yeah, like it's my choice if I don't want you in my life. So I don't want that near me. And
I don't deserve this. Like,
yep. In my mind, I always think to myself, like, okay, well, this person lied, or they did this thing and it really, really hurt me. So I have to do whatever it is that I need to do to process and move through it and then let go, so that I'm not holding on to that anymore. And then don't forget, karma knows your address. Karma will find you. So it doesn't matter. It's not for me to worry about. I just, and karma will get you back. That's the thing. I mean, there have been situations that I've done that I didn't realize were like karmic things, you know, in my younger life. And karma smacked me back, and I was like, oh, dang.
You're like, damn it.
I know, I was like, dang it. What did I do to deserve this? Oh, I did that other thing.
That one time.
That one time. Lesson learned. I'm like, lesson learned, moving on. Okay.
And that's all you can do. You learn, you go, you grow, and you embrace this. It's like a beautiful journey, crazy journey.
Yeah, it's messy too.
Yes. And I love it though. I love
Yeah.
this journey for real. I love it. I love the people I've met. I love the stories. Like it's very beautiful and all over the place. And everybody's journey is so different and I love everything about that.
Yeah.
Everything about that.
Everybody's journey, obviously, like you said, is different, and like it, but there always seems to be like there's some strong like catalyst that turns. It's like a turning point in everyone's life that's so big, and like like Gabby Bernstein always says, like you will never grow or learn unless you hit rock bottom, because you can't go any lower than rock bottom. The only place you can go from rock bottom is up. And then she says, and now welcome to your new life.
As you're going through the major processing of the spiritual awakening, it's almost like you're saying goodbye to your past life, your past you, your past, like everything that you were. It's almost like you are no longer associated with that person that you were.
I always see the divinity in people first before I see their human behavior, which is why I never see red flags.
Okay.
So as soon as I meet people, I can feel the energy and I know if it's good energy or not. I know if I'm like, okay, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't want it. I don't want it. I'll know right away, like if that's a good person to be around or not. There have been situations where it's like I've been like indifferent too, but it's like one or the other. It's like, oh, absolutely not. I have to get away from this person. I want nothing to do with them. Or it's like, oh my God, you're super awesome. Wow, I want to like spend more time with you, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. And it's brought me like people like you, and I'm thankful for that. Like I have made some very true friends throughout it, and I think it's just because like we were all meant to help each other, because this is fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing that, Gabby in her books, she talks about like, people are our lessons. People are our lessons. The universe will give you people to trigger those
Agree.
wounds, to what, whether they're in your life for 5 minutes, 5 months, or 5 years, or the rest of your life. The universe brings you what you need, in the form of a human being. And you got to learn the lessons from them. And, the other thing too is like, especially for, newer people that are just starting out on a spiritual journey, or a healing journey, whatever that looks like for them, I think it's important to understand that like not every person is meant to go on this journey with you.
For real. For
So,
real. For real.
and accept that is okay. That is
Mhm.
okay. I have had, one of my good friends, she's been on a healing spiritual journey for a while, but she's kind of been taking a break for a minute, and had some situations with some friends and whatnot, and she was super hyper fixating over this drama
Yeah.
of friends, and I'm like, hey, listen, like not every person is meant to be with you on this journey going forward. You've got to take care of yourself, like, and protect your energy. And you definitely need some energy work done. I mean, we all do.
Yeah.
Super important. She took my advice and was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And
It
I'm
is.
like,
It's hard. It's sometimes really hard to almost say goodbye to the people that you think are going to be there forever, or the
yeah,
friendships, the like. It's kind of like you are changing into this person that you have no idea who, and it's like you still connect with both sides, but at the same time, it's like the people that are not joining you in fully in your journey. It's almost like the connection is sad to lose. Like you're sad to lose it, because you still feel it in a way, but then you also
yeah.
are kind of like, I don't deserve this. I don't feel this is
Well,
where I'm meant to be anymore. Like I know what I deserve, and I'm
yeah.
choosing me and my peace. And so saying goodbye to those people.
I mean, you go through a grieving process,
Yes, that would be it.
7 days, the 7 stages of grief, like, but I mean, I kind of, I won't say it's like easier for me. I think the more that I learned how to process situations and emotions, like if I don't sit with it, if I just do not sit in the emotional pain of it and feel it, because obviously I think everybody's heard the saying, like, in order to heal it, you have to feel it.
Okay, yeah.
And so, for me, I literally have to feel it, and it sucks because I feel things 20 times more deeply than probably the average person. Like my, like my personality and everything that makes up me, I'm probably like 1% of the population in the world. So like like people like you and I, kind of like, we're rare people. We don't, there's not many of us exist that's like this. So I feel things so much deeper. And so sometimes it takes me longer to kind of process things. Um, yeah, I just have to sit with it and feel it, and I have to journal about it, and I have to meditate on it, and just, constantly do mirror work too, like with positive affirmations, but not just like saying them. Like, we can just say affirmations and let it, out into the universe, but it doesn't mean anything unless you're like feeling those
Truly.
things and truly like believing them,
Yep.
because believing them is going to raise your energetic vibration. And then once you kind of raise your energy at your energy, then that those grief and those feelings of loss is kind of like not there anymore, and you move through it. Once you've completely moved through it, and you can look back on it and go,
Right? Like, I get it now. Okay. All right. Thanks. Sorry, I was a little stubborn. My bad. Oh, I love this. I have loved chatting with you, girly. Just letting you know,
no.
this has been so fun, and like listening to all of your knowledge and sharing your beautiful story and everything that you have said. We definitely have always connected a lot within this spiritual everything, and I've learned pretty much majority of my stuff from you. All the text message, hey, listen, what does this mean? Hey, what is this? Why am I getting this? Like, you have totally taken those on full force and like just been like, okay, and then just changed everything for me. So thank you for being just who you
Oh,
are
yeah,
and
absolutely.
sharing your beautiful story with not just me now, but now with lots of other beautiful souls that I know are going to probably take so much from just what you've expressed and shared. But is there anything else you would want to say to anybody going through this, other than
Um,
kind of what you've said with being patient and doing your research?
yeah, it's, it's being patient, it's having grace with yourself. It's important, super important to like be aware of like how you talk to yourself, your self-talk.
Okay, I love that.
We are, nobody is more abusive to us than our own minds. It can be overwhelming,
Yes.
obviously,
Yeah.
but it's super important also to like having these thoughts and not like latching onto one specific thing with like emotion, when a thought is just a thought, really. This journey is not, it's not linear. Same with healing. It's like one day you're like, woo, I'm here, I understand, I learned like all these new things, I feel great. And then tomorrow you might be like, I don't understand
No,
anything.
it's like
Like,
you're pumped, ready to climb that mountain,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden
like,
you're like sinking.
yeah, like Monday you have all the answers and you're like ready to tackle the world. And then Tuesday you wake up in the morning and you're like, nah.
Emotional, no idea what's happening.
You're like, I don't know what to do. And
And
that's
we still wouldn't
normal.
change it, right? And we still would not change this journey, no matter what the ups and downs are. We still would not change that we get to embrace this journey. Isn't that
Right.
crazy?
Yep. And it's all about shifting perspective. It's never, why is something happening to me? We are not a victim. It is, what is happening for me?
Love it. Love it.
So, yeah, you never, in the words of Taylor Swift, if you never bleed, you're never gonna grow.
True facts.
So, whoop.
Taylor.
Yeah. She always dropping wisdom.
Well, it was so beautiful talking with you, and thank you for being on the Cozy Awakening, Amanda. I love you.
Yeah, love you
Amazing.
too.
So
It's good to
fun.
see you.
I know.
It's been a minute.
It has. It's been too long of minutes, like
I
for real.
know.
So I'm glad we're kind of like reconnecting, getting back in, and chatting it up.
Yeah. Well, we've both had a lot going on in the last couple of years, so.
Damn, I know. I know.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it to be chill and peaceful. You know. Peace
You
is where it's
know,
at.
peace is where it's at, and I'm in a peaceful area, but
I
I
love
won't say that I'm feeling peaceful inside my body.
that. It takes a lot to do that.
Well, it's just like, you make decisions, you think you're doing the right thing, you're trusting the universe got you here, and I'm like, I'm embracing it, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, nope, ring the alarm, like, ding, ding,
Oh my
ding.
god.
Maybe I shouldn't have done this, but also at the same time, I'm like, the universe opened the doors, so there's gotta be some reason.
Yep,
And
there's some reason why it's lining up the way that it is. And when you're
yeah,
ready,
and
it'll come out.
yeah, I think that's like, yeah, it was the biggest thing I said. It's patience. It's you're waiting. It's like constantly waiting. But I think in those waiting periods or moments, it's you got to do the things that just keep nourishing yourself, nourishing the soul, finding what you like to do.
Loving
Dance,
you.
sing, read, meditate, yoga, go to the gym,
Yeah,
read a book.
exactly. Start
Walk the
loving
beach.
you, finding you more,
Yep. Yep.
choosing you. I love that.
Yeah. Got to do that. And
Yes.
thank you for having me. It's an honor to be your first guest.
So cheers to a
Cheers.
beautiful conversation.
I don't have much left, but woo.